we will talk about how the Zionist state is collapsing big time, and this time is coming from the Israeli government official. But before I do that, just to share with you a few other news. The person you are seeing right behind me, his name is Tamir Yadai. He quit the command post of the Israeli army. And then this is the second biggest resignation for the command unit. And this is happening, remember, at a time when Israel is facing existential threat. That's how Netanyahu dubbed it. This is a raging war. Not seeing any end of it. What they are saying the end of it is its army unit. They're coming to an end. They do not want to work. They're just leaving their post. Now, Major General Tamir Yadai, he left showing personal reasons, quote unquote. He served for 3 years, and this is where things get interesting. After serving a military for 3 years, how can someone just quit without finding a replacement? How come somebody can quit from the army post when they need him the most at this pivotal moment? He was ground forces chief, not an ordinary post, but a post that is very, very significant according to Israeli media, quote unquote, significant post. His resignation was approved by Army Chief and Defense Minister, and we also know that the Gaza Division, the IDF's Gaza Division Commander, Intelligence Chief, resigned from his post. Military Intelligence Chief, his name is Aharon Haliva. Just want to share the picture, the beautiful face here. He is obviously, these are all monsters. We know they kill children. They cannot fight a real army, real man. But here you have a face of him. His name is Aharon Haliva. He quit, and he is going to be making some comments soon, hopefully, about the real situation of IDF. But his military intelligence chief, Aharon Haliva, has become he was the first senior Israeli official to resign over failures to prevent the October 7 attack. Now, not only this, guys, what is also happening is something unbelievable. Coming from Israeli media report itself, other soldiers are also leaving. 20 soldiers refused to come back to work, to join the military. The family of these soldiers, they have blamed the government for these soldiers not coming back to work. And these are all coming, guys, these resignations, these quitting of jobs coming at a time when Israel, they need more troops. In fact, back in July, they have said, the Israeli defense minister, that the army needs, quote unquote, 10,000 soldiers immediately, end quote. Israel is collapsing. Let's talk about that one now. But before I move on, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you happen to be one of them, consider subscribing. So how Israel is collapsing? So Israeli media reports, coming from Israeli media, 3,000 Hamas soldiers resumed operation in North Gaza. They are not just resuming operation and fighting IDF, but also they are enhancing capabilities. And they are recruiting new fighters every single day. So you can clearly see the contrast. On one hand, you have IDF forces losing their commanders, losing their chiefs. On the other hand, you have Hamas recruiting new members. So this is shocking, isn't it? Think about this. The situation in Gaza is such that who should be quitting? Who should be giving up? Hamas. But it's the exact opposite. It's IDF quitting and giving up. They need 10,000 more soldiers, a short of soldier. So probably they should ask Hamas how to recruit more fighters. Just kidding. But this is exactly what happened. Ex-IDF general, his name is Hack Brick. He said in his statement that it is not Hamas who is collapsing, but it is Israel who is. And he gave an interview, or he wrote an article in Haaretz, the Israeli media outlet, as we know. Haaretz is very, very famous for reporting on these issues. Now, I want to actually make mention exactly his words so you know what he said. So this is what the General Itzhak said about Israel collapsing. He said, quote, "It is not Hamas that is collapsing, but Israel. Escalating losses that the IDF is facing in the war is exerting a far heavier toll on Israel itself than on Hamas, as we know. Israeli soldiers are exhausted," and he said, "we are losing their skills for lack of training, especially since many are leaving their courses before completing them because this army is desperate. Some argue that withdrawing army forces from Gaza after signing a hostage deal with the Hamas would be the same as being defeated and surrendering. This claim is grounded in a fundamental misunderstanding of what is taking place in the Gaza Strip." So again, reaching to a new ceasefire deal is not a failure, according to him. "It is fueled by cliché spread by the political and military echelons to justify their actions and gain public support and legitimacy to continue a failed war. This is for Israel a failed war." And this is being something that being spread, that this war should continue on by the political and military echelon. But he knows that this is a failed war. It is those very same people declaring that a cessation of hostilities means our defeat and surrender who are bringing the military closer to collapse and the state to its downfall. And he is not the only person who said that. We all know that the Israeli ministries, they are divided over this whole issue. He said, quote, "In other words, the day will come when the IDF will no longer be able to remain in the Gaza Strip because Hamas will be in full control of it, both in the underground tunnel city that stretches hundreds of kilometers and above ground." I mean, can you believe what he just said? Unbelievable. He's basically saying it is over, guys. Hamas, they have won this war and we have failed this war. But that doesn't mean that this Zionist supporters, these genocide enablers, will stop supplying arms to Israel to kill more innocent civilians. When this guy, Matthew Miller, was asked about from the State Department sending weapon or selling weapon to Israel, this is what he said. Listen.
The United States is not going to make an assessment under a UK standard. It's not appropriate for us to do so. In the same way, we wouldn't expect the UK to apply a US standard in making their determinations. They have made their determination based on UK law. We will make our determinations based on US law.
You're trying to, I think, distinguish this, saying like this is our law, this is their law, but effectively the battlefield that you're looking at is the same battlefield, and we're all trying to get at that. We're just trying to wrap our heads around how two countries with pretty similar values, by the way, are looking at the same battlefield and coming with very different conclusions.
We are looking at the same battlefield. Have not reached conclusions. I think, number one, it is important to say. We have reviews that are ongoing, and we haven't made any final determinations or any final conclusions yet. What we are doing is going and looking at specific incidents to make specific judgments on those specific incidents, find if they have been remediated, if there were violations of international humanitarian law in specific incidents. What are the actions?
No, you are lying. You are lying. You're just lying in front of camera to the journalist. You are lying, Matthew Miller. Stop lying. You are supplying weapon to Israel without any condition
that Israel took, if any, and you have to answer those two questions before you can make those determinations under.
Yeah, all those bollocks coming from him. We have to go case by case. We have to look at it for what it is. We have to investigate. We have to wait. We cannot make judgment. We do not follow UK standard. I mean, yeah, these people are just losing it. Their credibility is gone for good. U.S. State Department. They are United States of Israel as we know it. So anything they claim about Israel is as if Israel is saying it themselves. It's not U.S. There is nothing called United States of America anymore. It is United States of Israel. Thank you guys for joining this session. See you in the next video.